Hello, 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 dreamers. Perla here. As always, thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. So, this is going to be the Zodiac Weekly Messages. This video is timestamped, and this is for all of our regular Zodiac signs, guys. So, let's jump right on in. Aries. Aries, this week you are there's this type of release that you're doing when it comes to always being like a perfectionist. I feel that this week there's a side of you that is coming out, like this raw unfiltered side of you. There's a side of you that you're showing the world finally. It's not it's not picture perfect is what I'm picking up. It's this space of like there seems to be like some type of rawness to it because you're just showing up as yourself. Now, as I am saying that, what is that though? Okay. Right. Pretty much the same. Okay. So there seems to be this this storyline, let's put it this way, that keeps on showing up in the water, and it's like you feeling like you're stuck between the two. Um, between who you feel you truly are and the version of you that you've been playing is what I keep on hearing. Now, if this video triggers you or with what I'm saying triggers you, babe, maybe come back another time. Um, at different times in our lives, we tend to play certain roles. And you've been playing a role for a very long time that you're almost kind of like fed up with it. You're done with it. You're tired of pretending to be that. And when I say pretending to be that is because you have fallen out of alignment with this energy or fallen out of love with this energy. Now, bear with me as I'm saying this. We're gonna use the example of like of a relationship, right? Let's say maybe you were in, like, let's say for those of you that were in a relationship and you played a very specific role in a relationship, and things didn't turn out the way that you wanted them to, right? Like somebody betrayed you, etc. And this is much very giving me this energy. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Somebody that is going through a breakup, somebody that went through a breakup, and you're glowing up. Now, whether you are a male or a female is it is irrelevant. But there is a side of you that looks very appealing. So you're looking very sexy, you're looking very handsome. You're dressing or you're carrying yourself in a way that you didn't while you were in that relationship. So to make it very simple, if you were in a relationship where your significant other, let's say like your ex or whatever, didn't like you to dress a certain way, right? So, like for females, this person didn't want you to wear tight clothes. This person didn't want you to wear low cut shirts. For males, and I know this is going to drive some of you guys crazy, it's like this woman didn't want you to grow your beard or to have a beard or to have a mustache or to get your hair done a certain way. There was something that your ex really didn't want you to do, and I don't know what reasoning they gave you that you listened to it, but whatever it is, you're doing it again, or you're going to start doing it again, and you're realizing that they didn't want you to do this because of how sexy or how appealing you are to the opposite sex or the same sex, whatever it is that you're into. Um, but it's very much like that. So I know, like, I remember the first, not the first time. Was it the first time? Probably the first time I shaved my head all the way. And I had experimented with shaving parts of my head and stuff like that. And I knew, like, once I shaved it, it was going to be it for like a couple of years. And I remember somebody that I was with, I wasn't with this person at the time, but when they saw me, they told me, they were like, oh, I've never liked girls with short hair. And I'm like, well, wonderful, because I'm not your girl anymore, anyways, right? But then they became almost like obsessed with me when my hair was shaved. Um, and I remember that when we were in a relationship and stuff, like again, I would experiment. I would cut part of my hair, I would cut this, I would cut that. And I never really shaved my hair while we were together because it was not something that I felt that I needed, if that makes any sense. Like I wasn't ready to make that type of a commitment to shaved hair because of everything else that was going on in my life. So, and when I shaved my hair was years after we had broken up. So it had nothing to do with like, oh, we broke up and I shaved it, right? This was like years later. I shaved my hair for the first time. And And during that period of time when my hair was shaved, like the amount of compliments that I got, because it really did suit me, right? Like it suited me, and it was, it was what it was. But it's almost kind of like that energy of like somebody, like, I know some women sometimes don't want their men to grow a beard because they know that if they do, they're going to seem more attracted to more women. Some men don't like their women to do this or to do that because they're going to be more attracted, like they're going to call the attention of more men. It's kind of like that type of energy. So what I mean about being in this space of like, excuse me, who you truly are and who you pretended to be, is that you hid a part of yourself, you silence a part of yourself in order to keep somebody happy within a relationship, and that is ending. If this has nothing to do with love, this can be like, within a friendship, within work, or something like that. There was a part of you that you were suppressing, there was a part of you that you were hiding, that now you are allowing to finally come out and play. All right, so let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card. But that's pretty much what it is. It's about like finally coming, you're coming in raw and just as yourself, if that makes any sense. So we have the fluorite, we have order and structure. To find it hard, you find it hard to say no, or you need more structure. Clarity of thought and offers, fluoride ensures clarity of thought and offers you a healthy egoism. So again, there is this sense like where you're, again, you maybe didn't know how to say no to this person. You didn't want to get this person upset. You didn't want to get this person's feelings hurt or whatever it was, but you're finally allowing yourself to say no to the image that, to living up to the image that they wanted you to live up to. And instead, you're choosing to just be yourself during this time. Taurus, there's somebody from your past coming in, marching in, very heavy, very strong. Somebody wants you back. Somebody feels that it is not right for you to date other people. It is not right for you to move on. Um, I just dropped something and I don't even know what I dropped. All right, I see it now. You see, nobody told my ass to be eating chocolate while I'm while I'm recording, because now I'm dropping shit left and right. Um, but it's pretty much this energy of somebody feels that they are entitled to you or that they own you. You do with that information whatever it is, whatever it is that you want to do with it. For others of you, there is, if this is not a romantic relationship, there is a job or somebody, again, somebody feels very heavily that they have some type of ownership over you, and you're looking very, what is it, Zena, we're not doing that. So for some of you, you're either starting to date or it looks like you're starting to date. For others of you, if this is not, again, if it's not romantic, it's like maybe there's different opportunities coming in when it comes to work or something of that matter, because somebody feels very guarded in you, like not moving forward, or in you not taking some type of opportunity or some type of chance, is what I'm picking up. Um, but moving with that, or moving that aside, let's put it this way, there is a lot of, there is a lot coming your way, excuse me, for, what am I trying to say, clear, the dog distracted me there for a second. um there's going to be a lot of celebration coming your way. You're having a lot of like wins, is what I pick up. First, for a lot of you, this is like getting your own place or finally getting the place that you want. There is financial increase here. Some type of like financial stability that you guys were working towards or you weren't 100% sure that was going to come through is coming through. And you're right in the center of this. You're right in the center of all of this win. What I don't like is this person from the past feeling like they're either entitled to your wins or they're entitled. It feels more like they're entitled to you than to your wins, if that makes sense. So this person has a very hard time with you moving on without them, is what I'm picking up. So when people are hurt to that level, where they feel like they are entitled to you and they can't get to you, then this is where you see like exes and things like that then coming after what it is that you have, because then they feel that if they're not, they can't have you, then they're going to have something of yours, or they're going to have half of whatever is yours, or whatever it is. And then again, I'm talking about this specific energy. I'm not saying that everybody that goes for half is like that. I'm just saying this is what it feels like, because again, to be honest with you, whoever this person is, like you weren't even married to them or anything like that. You may have been in a long-term relationship with them. And it's like whatever it is that you are coming into, or whatever it is that they want half of, is stuff that you are coming into now. Is not necessarily things that you guys had when you guys were together. There was a leveling up for you financially once you walked away from this connection. Um, that now they feel like they are entitled to it. And I had to do a quick hard swallow on that, because the reason why you were stuck for so long, or there was so much stagnation when it came to your finances, was because you were with this person. And sometimes it's hard to admit, or sometimes it's hard to speak, but depending on who you choose to be with romantically, sometimes you have to accept the fact that that person may not be good for you financially, or energetically, in the energetic field of finances. All right. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card for Taurus. What do we have for Taurus? The Moonstone. Femininity, devotion. Live your femininity. Moonstone reveals your tender, intuitive feminine side and allows you to do crazy things at times. Again, this whole energy of like celebration that I see is things finally falling into alignment with you, finally getting into the space where everything is working in your favor. And I don't care whether you're a male or a female, when you tap into this feminine energy of creativity, of creation, you start to see things in your life shift. You start to see the growth, you start to see the expansion, and that is exactly what is happening for you this week. Gemini, there is a sense here of like the worst is over, is what I keep on saying. I keep on seeing. Um, there is victory in some type of case, in some type of space in your life. And I keep on focusing here, but then I have this clear like shadow right on the wall. Not just like the wine glass, but also like this beautiful line going across it. And as much as I want to focus on here, I'm my attention is really being focused on the shadow that is being casted. And with that, there is this energy of like, sometimes you Geminis get extremely super focused on the problem on hand, that you do not give yourself the time or the space to allow your spirit to give you the guidance on how to manage within a challenge, how to manage within a space. And then it's like when everything works out for you, like when everything works out in your favor, when everything works out for you, you're like, oh yeah, I knew spirit had my back. I knew spirit had my back. But in reality, there were spaces within that space where you doubted yourself, or you doubted spirit, or you doubted how something was going to work out for you. So what it is for you this week to take from this is to solidify the faith that you have in spirit, to solidify the faith that you have within your own intuition, and to know that no matter how hard or how chaotic, how challenging a situation may look in the present moment, there has to be not a belief, but a knowing that what spirit has shown you, how something is going to be resolved, how something is going to come to pass, is exactly what is going to happen. So I invite you this week to take a little extra time. Oh, that's so beautiful. Uh, I'm sorry. I'm seeing this dance between like you and spirit, and like this dance of like I keep on hearing the word like union. I don't know why. It kind of like it is giving me like that first dance between a husband and wife, right? How special it is, how everybody's watching it, and how in sync you are with that person. And it's like that's how in sync spirit wants to be with you, to have that, like to have that energetic field or that space of like the first dance type of thing, right? When you're looking into like your your significant other's eyes, and it's like you're fully trusting them, they're fully trusting you, and you know that both of you got each other's back, right? And it's kind of like that is what I'm picking up. That is what spirit is asking you, is inviting you to do, is to have that dance with spirit, and to really get into the knowing that no matter what, everything always works out in your favor. Everything always gets resolved, even if you don't know how it's going to happen. And with saying that, a lot of you, there we go with the water. Um, a lot of you really need to start with your spiritual practice. Now, I'm not telling you to go ahead and meditate for like an hour or anything like that, but you do have to start, excuse me, some type of practice between you and spirit. um And again, everybody has their own beliefs and their own system that they follow. These connections that you have, whether whether it's with your ancestors, whether they're with guides or angels or deities or goddesses or whatever it is that you connect with, are not only for when you are in trouble or not only for when you need something. You have to start treating these connections as you would any connection in your life, right? So like if you have a significant other, you pour energy, you pour love, you pour time into that relationship, you pour time and love into your relationship with your children, with your parents, with your family, with your cousins, with your friends, etc. It is no different than your relationship with spirit. It is no different than your relationship with the goddesses, with the deities, with whatever it is that you connect with, right? Now, those relationships look different to everybody, and they look different depending on who it is that you're connecting with, right? So, like, let's say my relationship with my animals, my animal guides, is very different than my relationship with certain goddesses, right? There are certain communications that happen maybe daily, but there are certain communications that happen once a week, once a month. It really depends on what the relationship is, right? I'm a big, huge advocate of having relationships with the with the energetic field that is out there, right? However you want to call them, with the angels, with the guides, etc., versus being of service of them, if that makes any sense. And again, I'm not here to tell anybody how to communicate with these with these energies, with these spirits. Not telling you how to have a relationship with them, but what I'm trying to tell you is to have an established relationship with them. And that is something that keeps on coming up whenever I tap into your energy. It's like this is where having that relationship with your guides, with your spiritual team, with your spiritual family is what is going to help you solidify the knowing, and not necessarily going into these spaces that whenever something happens that is challenging, you're not 100% sure whether you're going to be taken care of. So we have here protection. You need protection. Um, I don't even know how to say that. Heliotrope. I want to go into Spanish, but okay. Fence off spiritual and emotional assaults. It helps you to set clear boundaries if needed. Okay. So again, when we talk about like spiritual emotional assaults, right? When you're doubting yourself, when you're second guessing everything, when you're not seeing clearly, when you're not feeling all of this. And again, as you're seeing this and you're seeing the protection word, I don't want you to feel like you are under attack. I am not picking that up, to be honest with you. If I were, I would tell you. I am picking up more of this energy of not having a solid relationship with your spiritual team. You have been very flaky with your spiritual team. So, like, if you are one that likes to feed your spirits in a certain way, like you like to feed them, coffee or food or etc., maybe you have fallen off of that, right? Whether like I personally, I like to feed Mother Nature in certain ways. I don't have a routine for when I do it. When she needs it, she tells me, and I go and I feed her whatever she wants, right? But when I connect to certain deities, certain goddesses, um I feed them very different than what most people do. Um, like there's certain of the deities that I connect with that love coffee. So when I'm gonna drink a cup of coffee in the morning, I call them forward and I drink the coffee. I don't put it out for them. Again, this is spiritually what came to me when I first connected with this deity when I was like about 8 years old, right? So it's almost kind of like this space where you have to some of you are going to have to silence what everybody else is telling you about how to connect with these deities and these goddesses and spiritual team that is out there, and maybe start listening to what it is that they are asking you directly. Because I'm not gonna lie, there's a couple of my spirits for my spiritual team that I try to do things the way other people did and other practices and things like that, that when I did it backfire on me really heavily. And they came to me and they were like, we have never asked this of you, like how, like this is a complete insult and etc. And the minute that I went back to doing things the way that I was doing them, everything started to flow again. And the reason why I don't say specifically who they are and what I do specifically is because that is my spiritual team as a collective is, I feel, is my own private sanctuary. And I don't I don't feel the need to share who they are, if that makes any sense, right? um if you're leaning or you come to my channel, you're connected with one of them in some way, shape, or form. You're connected to at least one of them, trust me. And we'll leave it at that, Gemini. All right. Cancer, this week is all about like new experiences, new adventures is what I'm picking up. Trying something new, or at least wanting to try something new. I wonder why I got this deck tinted like that. Anyways, let's get back on track here. There's something here about like trying new things, or trying to navigate like a new space. So if you're not actively doing new things, maybe this is navigating a new space. um there's some type of a dynamic of some type of relationship here that is changing, and you're needing to learn how to navigate within that space. Now, for those of you that this is in regards to a relationship, this is maybe navigating like a separation, or navigating a coming into union, right? Like moving in with somebody or something like that. There has been a major shift within a relationship. And when I say that, it is pulling more to like a romantic relationship, but this can also be like children or parents or whatever. There is a dynamic that has changed, and um there's some adjusting that is needed within that space. Now, what I need you not to do is jump the gun. Here is what I'm picking up. um oh my god, why is it bringing me back to this dream? All right, so we're going to share this dream because I guess that's why I had it. It has something to do with you guys. I had this portion of a dream where I was working in the kitchen, and someone that was not working in the kitchen came in and put some pots on the stove. And I said, well, you need to take those off because I'm going to be prepping lunch and you're using up two of my burners. And they refused to. So I took the pots and I put them in the sink. And then when I turned around, the person had another pot on like another burner. And I was like, okay, I am done with this. Like, I am done. I'm not even going to cook lunch. I'm going to walk out of this event. So then I go and I get the owner of the event, and I'm telling this person, and I'm like, hey, they're doing this and this and this. And the person the whole time is like, oh, that's such a lie, this and this and that. And they're laughing, and they're like, oh, that's not what I did. That's not what I did. And I was like, you know what? And I remember telling them, when I was like, you know what, buddy, you get this person out of my kitchen, you get them out of my kitchen now. I'm gonna finish this lunch and then I'm leaving. I'm going home. I'm not staying and I'm not working under these conditions if you can't control your guests. Because the person that was coming in to try to take control of the kitchen was a guest, right? And and I remember like throughout the whole dynamic of the dream, and I'm watching like, because again, if you don't know, I have narcolepsy, so my dreams are a little different than most people. So I vivid dream the entire time, and I used to be very much often like trying. I used to very much manipulate my dreams, and now I just let them play out, because it's so much more interesting than trying to control everything. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking as this is unfolding, and I remember when I woke up, I was like, huh, okay. And I just let it go. And I'm like, okay, I don't know of anything that I'm trying to rush out of or something that I am trying to come out of. And then as soon as I tap into your energy, the dream comes rushing in. So for some of you, you may be wanting to jump the gun too fast, or you may be wanting to leave something prematurely, is what I'm picking up. So if there is in this change of dynamic within a connection or whatever it is, there may be things that may seem a little bit more uncomfortable, or may seem like it may be too much to deal with or whatever, and you're wanting to call it quits a little bit too fast. Now, with that being said, in the dream, I kept, as I was seeing it unfold, I kept telling myself, like, why doesn't she just, like, set her boundaries when it comes to like the kitchen and stuff like that? Because if her boundaries were better set, these things wouldn't even happen, right? So for some of you, there is this needing to set like stricter boundaries and things like that, beforehand, as to what it is that you are allowing yourself to hold, like, what are you allowing yourself to get into and stuff like that. And make make them very clear to yourself what it is that you're willing to tolerate and what you're not willing to tolerate with, before just wanting to like give up on something or give up on someone. So we have the diamond and we have the spiritual freedom or light. Now it's time to think big. The diamond removes obstacles and gives you a feeling of, I'm finally where I am meant to be. So this situation again may, some of you are taking it as a new adventure if you're moving in with somebody, etc. For some of you, if you're breaking up or whatever, there is some type of freedom that is coming with this dynamic. Now, usually when something shifts or when something changes drastically very suddenly, there's usually like a sometimes a little of underlying fear that comes with it, and sometimes people want to give up before giving a new situation a chance or something of that matter. And that is what you're being asked to be aware of during this time, like not to make any impulsive decision, and realize that whatever the situation is for you is in some form a spiritual freedom. It is in some form coming into your life to free you of something, whether that is a perspective, whether that is a person, whether that is like financial struggle, whatever it is. This situation is coming in to help you in some way. Leos, Leo, there is all I keep on seeing you is like taking a hammer and like hammering down some type of nail. Um, you're wanting the foundation of something to be secure. Now, when we talk about a foundation, it doesn't have to be like a literal house. This can be any type of foundation, like a financial foundation, a romantic one, a business one, collaboration, whatever it is. Regardless of whatever foundation it is, there's something that you want it to be very solid. You want it to be a solid foundation. You don't want anything to crumble down. You don't want anything to come in and um, affect this in the future, is what I'm picking up. So you're being very cautious as to who it is that you're sharing certain things with, or who it is that you are inviting into a certain space. Um, okay, you're moving in silence, and some of this silence, this new foundation that you're building away from someone, or you're building it to get away from someone or get away from a certain situation. I don't know. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, because I don't know any other way to be. But there, if you're in the middle of like a romantic separation, or in the middle of a divorce or something like that, do not try to do anything shady, my love, because whatever it is that you try to do is going to come to light before anything is finalized, and it's gonna backfire in your face. Um, give me a second, because I can hear him. I don't think you guys can, but one of my kids is being really loud. Um, we didn't have school today either. We This is like their second day of no school because of the snow. Um, anyways, I'm gonna be completely honest. If you're gonna try to get away with something, or you're trying to get away with something, whether this is a divorce or a separating of assets, maybe you and a partner, like business partner or whatever, or like going your separate ways or something like that, I would think twice before doing something shady, whether it is you or whether it is the other person. Think twice about it, because it is going to come back and bite somebody in the ass. So just be aware of it. You have been warned. This separation, or this moving away, is something that is good. This separation is something that is needed, but it is something that needs to be done with integrity and clarity and transparency, is what I'm picking up. So we have rock crystal. We have clarity, purity, energy. It is time to go on your own way. Rock crystal centers you and guides you to find your aim in life. So again, this separation, this moving away, this moving, like, regardless of whatever type of a connection it is the right thing to do. But just make sure that there is clarity within this, and that there is integrity as you're doing this. If you try to pull a fast one on someone, it is going to backfire, my love. Virgos, uh, Virgo, there's a big question mark here. Um, I don't know. Some of you are thinking of giving somebody from your past another chance. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this as nicely as I can. Please rethink it. Not once, not twice, but three times. This person is still, in some shape, there is some type of emotional attachment to somebody that they were recently with. Whether this person has kids with somebody else, or whether this person, is not 100% sure that they're done with, like, the kid, the father or the mother of their kids. I don't care. Somebody is not done yet. And if you go into something with this person, at least during this time, and I'm not, because these are just weekly, guys, that I'm doing. I have been thinking of going back to monthly, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm going to take a poll. Um, but at least for this week, it is not recommended. It is not recommended to start something. This person is still very much emotionally attached to whoever they are with, because I feel that even though they tell you they're not with them, they're still physically in some form like living with this person, or they're having some type of like daily engagement with this person. So they could be living under the same roof in separate bedrooms or whatever, but there's still a very heavy emotional attachment to this person. So, you know just be aware that you've been warned, my love. Is there does this person have feelings for you? Does this person love you? Yes, but you're not understanding that they're still hooked, or they're still with somebody else, right? You can love someone and not be in love with them. Okay. This person does have strong feelings for you, but this person is currently confused, as to who they want to be with. And if you give them the space, or you give them, yeah, if you give them the space, to come into your life, they will, but they're not coming in 100%, at least not this week, my love. So reevaluate that situation. All right, anything else for Virgos? Your mind is pretty much on this person, on whether to give this person a chance. This person may want to move things very quickly with you, like wanting to move in with you, or wanting to like go from like talking to like being in a solid full relationship with you. This is somebody from your past, so I'm gonna be completely honest with you. um Again, I keep on I don't know, I don't think that is a good idea, my love. At least not this week, and I'm gonna keep saying that this week. I do feel that this connection with this person has some type of potential in the future, once this person has healed from whatever it is that they've gone through with the current person that they're with. um so you stand in your own way. Calcite allows you to leap over your own shadow. Your lethargy fades, and with new drive, you develop new ideas. I don't know, Virgo. I don't have to put it up. I really much feel like this is one of those situations where you you can get in your own way by not listening to your gut feeling, not listening to your intuition. Your intuition is telling you that there's something off about rushing into something with this person, but some of you again are not going to want to listen, and that is something that you're gonna have to. Ooh, excuse me, Virgo. You're gonna have to deal with the consequences if you do jump into something with this person. Just letting you know, my love. Libras. Libra, this week you're going to feel a little isolated. You're gonna feel like people are ignoring you. You're gonna feel like you may feel like you've been abandoned, or etc. And I'm going to say this with all the love in my heart, my love. If you're feeling that way in regards to certain connections, whether these are friends or family members, etc., I want you to be completely honest with yourself what it is that you invest into these connections. And when I'm saying that is that a lot of you are receiving exactly what it is that you give to these connections. Over the past few months, Libra, there has been this. And again, I don't think that a lot of you even realize that you're doing it. So, I'm here to call you out on it, and I'm trying to do it in a loving way. Um, some of you have been going through some shit, right? You've been going through some emotional stuff from people from your past. You've been going through some financial struggles. You've been going through it, and and unfortunately, when you're in these spaces, you forget to tend to connections in your life, and you only reach out to people when you need help. You only reach out to people when you need to vent. You only reach out to people when you need help in some sort of way. And you don't nurture, excuse me, those connections when you don't need anything from them. And again, this is not just a Libra thing. This is all zodiac signs do this from time to time. We all do things like this from time to time in our life. It is just nice when somebody calls us out and let us know, like, hey, if you're feeling this way, like, what have you been really been pouring into those relationships? Because now, if you're feeling like somebody is ignoring you, like somebody is avoiding you, when this person was trying to reach out to you, maybe when this person needed an ear to listen, you were avoiding them, you were ignoring them, right? So this is very much this energy of like you're getting dealt what you have put out there. You are receiving exactly what you have been giving into these relationships. So for those of you that are having a more challenging time this week, just know that you're reaping whatever you've given. So and again, I'm saying it as nicely as I can. I'm not coming here to attack or anything like that. Of course, this is not going to be all of my Libras. There are some Libras here that are feeling very well, loved and surrounded by love, and feeling very supportive this week. You're feeling like your community has you, like your spiritual team has you. And for those of you that are feeling like that, again, you are reaping what you have put in. You have been this support, you have been this love, you have been this extension to people, and they're, excuse me, and therefore in your time of need, in your time, and when I say of need, it doesn't necessarily have to be financially, right? You may just need like a little extra support, like emotionally or spiritually or whatever it is. So now you're being showered with that because you have shown up in that way. So regardless of whatever side of the coin you're on, just know that this is just a reflection of what you have been putting in. So kind of like look at it this way, like if you're making a soup, right, and all you put in is vegetables, all you're gonna get is a vegetable soup. But if you put chicken, you're gonna get a chicken soup. Like, you know what I mean? So just know that you're getting what you have put into a specific space. Alrighty. But and it's this is always the case, but for some reason this week you are really feeling it, if that makes any sense. It's really getting to you this week. So maybe there's some type of changes there. Maybe there is a addressing these connections moving forward. composure. Every now and then you lose your ease in everyday life. You A lighthearted and lively attitude to life. It gives you confidence to follow your own way. You're needing to find some type of balance here. You're needing to figure out if you're going to continue on living life the way that you have, right? If you're going to continue on being flaky. I'm being completely honest with you, Libra. This is the way that it's coming up. You've been flaky. Or are you going to take a new path? Are you going to start showing up for people the same way that people show up for you? Or are you going to just continue on using people? I don't know. The choice is yours, my love. Alrighty. Scorpios, why are you hiding, Scorpios? Someone is hitting an ultimate low in some type of space. Now, whether this is romantic or like platonic or financially, somebody's hitting a low effect on something. Um, there was something that for the life of you, you were trying to make it work. You were trying to. Why? Okay. Um, you were trying to pass something. You How can I say it nicely? I can't say it nicely. Um, you were living a lie, Scorpio, in some shape of your life, in some form of your life. There was something that was a lie. There was something that was a facade. There was something that was not real. But you were putting up some type of show or performance for someone. Now I gotta check on my kids, right? Because I got two Scorpios. Anyways, um, oh, I know what it is for my girls because we had this conversation already. Anyways, I love it when I start recording because it's like, oh wait, I know exactly what it is for my girls. Um, and I'll use theirs as an excuse, not as an excuse, as an example, right? My girls know that when they eat a certain way, when they don't work out, etc., they feel like the lowest, but then they sometimes pretend like they're okay. When in reality, when they eat a certain way, when they show up for themselves and they take care of themselves in a certain way, is when they really feel their best. And that is what is shifting for them this week. Like we restocked the fridge, we are back on our workouts. Like they're getting slowly back into like their normal routine, right? And for some of you, it can be something as simple as that, right? Of like getting back to a natural routine that works for you, right? So some of you may have been telling yourself like, oh, I'm okay eating this junk food, I'm okay not working out, but the reality of it is something different, right? It can be something that simple, or it can be something as far as like being in a relationship with somebody that is draining you, somebody that you feel like you have no time for yourself, or you feel like you don't have a voice within this connection, and you're finally saying to yourself like, okay, this is not the connection for me, right? Whether this is romantic, platonic, work wise, whatever it is, there's something that you're finally calling it out for what it really is. Does that make sense? Okay. So let's pull out an oracle card because that's all I have for you guys. But I love the way that came through with the girls. Like, oh, so it doesn't always like. I want you guys to understand that this is just energetic. These readings are energy, and it can be something just as simple as getting back to a routine that works with you, or again, removing yourself from a connection that is no longer serving you. Where do you delude yourself? The slayers of illusion lets you see what is real. After the pain, knowledge and greatness of mind arises. And you see, I'm not even trying to say these freaking crystals anymore because my brain is not there today. Um, you're coming back into that reality of you. You're pushing all the BS aside and you're being truthful and honest with yourself. I love that for you, Scorpio. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you're that lone wolf this week. You're isolating on purpose is what I'm picking up. And I know a lot of people, and I keep on telling them, I'm like, why are we always using the freaking the word isolation? Because I know people, that shit triggers people like crazy, but I think that's why I'm using it. You're taking some time for yourself. You're taking some time to self pamper. You're taking some time to um, integrate some type of download, some type of channeling that has come down. There's something about making some type of plan or some type of list or something that you're supposed to put into creation. And I don't know why, as soon as I'm saying that, there's something about like either drawing. Are you drawing something, or and I keep on wanting to pull my vision, my sight away from my tarot cards, and I keep on picking, like going back to like the tarot cards that I use for like the yes or no, right, that I write on. And it's like somebody is either wanting to create or is creating a new tarot deck or oracle cards or something of that matter. I don't know if you yourself are drawing or you're coming with the concept of what each card is going to have. but that is coming in very significant. There's something, again, there's some type of download or something that you're creating something for like the collective to use, like those people, and I say those people because I am those people, what the heck, like all of us that use like tarot cards, oracle cards, etc. There's something in that space that you're wanting to create, and if it's nothing like that, again, there's something that the spirit has put in you. There's something that you want to create. There's something that you want to bring to fruition, and this week is about planning, but you're doing it in silence. You're not sharing it with anybody else. You're not talking about it with anybody else. Some of you are looking for confirmation, like, hey, that seemed a little out there, but was this real? Like, is this really what came through? And it's like, yes, that is really what came through. For some of you, this is maybe writing a book or something of that matter. There's something here like that is coming like full circle, is what I'm picking up. And you're taking this week to really, like, you're either sitting and meditating with it to make sure you got like the correct instructions or something of that matter. So sometimes you are overcome by anger, envy, or fear. Ooh. Um, so this stone brings you balance, gives you solace, and helps you process traumatic experiences. Um, for this maybe, and again, I'm just putting this out there, maybe for those of you that are writing a book, you're being told to write a book about some type of trauma, something that was very traumatic, and something that maybe you never thought that you could openly talk about in public. um I don't know, there's, why would you, I don't know, maybe you're I don't know why you would be angry about writing, unless you don't want to relive something, is my main thing. Maybe some of you are thinking that if you write about something, that you're giving the perpetrator or the person that caused the trauma a spotlight, where you should change your perspective and really focus on giving yourself a voice. If you were traumatized, if you were a victim of something, give that part of you a voice. I think there has to be a shift in perspective here when it comes to whatever it is that spirit is telling you to create in order to present to the world. Alrighty. I don't know why that card came out, but that's the only way that I can, um that's like the only way that I can connect with it, if that makes sense. Because it's like, why do I have to give that asshole a voice? And it's like, you're not giving that asshole a voice. You're giving yourself a voice. That part of you that was traumatized, that part of you that was taken advantage, was the part that was given the voice. That you're giving a voice through this book or whatever it is. Capricorns, I'm losing the light. Um, Capricorns, I'm losing the light. Um, the outside light, because it's getting dark, and I don't use the light in my room when I'm recording. Anyways, somebody is losing the light, or somebody feels like they're losing their connection to you. Somebody feels like you've put them in the dark, or you're not, they don't have access to you as they used to, or something of that matter. Um, and I dislike this energy, and I don't know what's retrograde right now. I'm pretty sure most likely Mercury is retrograde. Let's see, because I don't know. I don't want to say, oh, it is retrograde when I'm not 100%. Because usually when Mercury is retrograde, yes, to the 20th. Oh no, it's not yet. It will be retrograded from February 26th, so it's not yet as I'm recording this. By the time you guys see this, it will be retrograded. It will be like actually on retrograde when you guys see this video, and March 20th. So it kind of like, I get it why this energy is coming up. There is definitely somebody from your past. And this is definitely a romantic person. This is somebody that you've dealt with many years ago, and you were in a long term relationship with this person. Now, as soon as I'm saying that, you guys know exactly who this person is. Like, their name popped into your head right away, and you're just like, oh fuck no! Like, I do not want to deal with this. I do not want to do this. But they are coming in. Just do know that this person is currently with somebody, and they're not gonna break up with whoever they are with unless they feel like they have a chance with you. Now, I do not see you engaging or giving this person a chance or anything like that, but I do want you to be aware that this person is coming back around, and this person always makes an appearance during retrograde, Mercury retrograde, excuse me. And it is very much like the same sad story, or the same story every single time. This person goes from like a very, like really coming at you, or really bombarding you with like text messages or like pictures or whatever it is. Like, they start to reminisce on your past with them, or etc. And then the minute that you reject them, then they start to try to get loud, or try to tell you like, oh, it doesn't matter because I got somebody and they're better than you. Like, there's this switch that turns on in this person whenever you reject them. So just be aware of that, Capricorn. This person is definitely coming around, and it's so funny because again I'm recording this and it's not in retrograde yet, but it will be on the day that I post this. I release this is what I want to say. um I feel that a lot of you guys are definitely like in this space of just just allowing, you're kind of, all right, you know that this is coming even before you read this, and that some of you are looking at readings or whatever to get confirmation, because like either this person is coming in through dreams, or you're feeling this person's presence when they're not physically there or something like that. um and I laugh as I the card that came out for Capricorns. Anyways, stay right there, right? Okay, let's clear that, please. um okay, so anyways, whatever this is that is coming, I feel like you guys, and I laugh because this is something like I was stuck in the cycle years ago for a very long time, and I am so grateful that I'm out of it. But um this is your chance or your opportunity to see how far you've actually come, and to see how much you've actually healed from this connection. And as egoistic as this may sound, is how to prove yourself, or to prove to yourself that you are over this person and you're over the situation. So take this with grace, take this with love, and just know that you're not falling for this person's BS. So we have the sapphire, and we have spirituality and wisdom. So it says you are stuck. The sapphire brings you closer to wisdom and allies your thirst for profound spiritual experiences. It's a gift. You realize that you're always in the right place at the right time. And what is it with this? You're stuck, right? That stuck energy is not necessarily that you're not seeing progress. It's not that you're not moving forward or anything like that. It is the stuckness in the specific reading is that space where you are hesitant or you're not 100% sure if you're done with someone. So this person is coming back around so that you can finally free yourself from that belief or that thought that you thought that maybe at some point in your life you would take this person back. So this is definitely being cleared once and for all for you guys. Love that for you guys. Aquarius. Aquarius, there's some type of planning that you're doing. There is you're either moving, are you moving, are you getting married? Keep on, it's something with an M. You're moving or getting married, or maybe you're doing both, married and moving, whatever. But there's something about like planning, or something about feeling like you're the like time is being rushed, or like you don't have enough time or something of that matter. I need you to sit, I need you to take a breather, I need you to take a breath, I need you to just breathe. You're creating chaos, or you're creating an issue where there isn't one. You're creating some type of problem where there isn't one, is what I'm picking up. Everything is in alignment, everything is in its place, you're going to be perfectly fine. This is going to work out exactly the way that you want it to. So I need you to take a breather, I need you to take it to take excuse me, I need you to take a step back and stop worrying so much about like the little details, is what I'm picking up. Everything is unfolding, or everything is coming in exactly as it's supposed to be. It is there is a sense of trust. There's somebody, there's a significant other that is coming through that has passed. Whether this is male or female, it's irrelevant, but there is this energy of like somebody saying that they got your back, they're taking care of you, they're taking care of the kids, that like you're taken care of, like whoever this person is. And if it's like, if it's not a significant other that passed, this may have been a family member or something like that matter, somebody very close to you that wants to see you taken care of and wants to see your kids taken care of. If you don't have kids, dogs, pets, whatever it is, but it's like somebody is really working on your behalf when it comes to like the spiritual side. That's what I'm picking up. Somebody on that side of the veil is really working very hard on your behalf. We have the rose quartz, softness and love. You would rather flee into somebody's protecting arms. um, the rose quartz wraps you with love. Its intention is gentle but firm. It shows you how lovable you are. During this transition of either moving in with somebody or getting married or remarried or whatever it is, there is a part of you that either feels like you're betraying like an ex, like the past or something of that matter, or maybe there was this feeling and like now you're finally coming to terms with it. You're finally allowing yourself to be happy. You're finally allowing yourself to be loved. Is what I'm picking up. Alrighty, guys. Alrighty, Pisces. This week is coming in with a lot of, what do we have for you, Pisces? We have celebration and we have momentum moving forward. You're choosing to leave anything and everything from the past exactly where it is. You're not bringing any baggage with you, is what I'm picking up. Um, Something about a train. Some of you may be dreaming, having dreams that you're in a train or you're boarding a train. This feels like a very repetitive dream. Maybe you keep on missing the train, you keep missing the train, or you get on the train and then you remember you missed something and you forgot something and you get off the train and then when you come back the train is gone. um, and this is all, and it is all connected to this energy where you in the past may have felt like you were missing opportunities or like you weren't taking enough risk, and now you are allowing yourself to take risk, or you're allowing yourself to take opportunities. There's a side of you that has not been seen in a very long time. It is not a side of you that has never been seen. It is a side of you that you had suppressed for a very long time. There's something about it that is coming to light, so that you're showing a version of yourself to the world. It is very beautiful. It's being done very gracefully. I really do love this energy. There is a sense here of somebody feeling very accomplished, somebody really standing on their own two feet. I don't know why the last 2 years is like, remember the last 2 years, remember 2 years ago. There was a significant breaking point either 2 years ago or something within the last 2 years that has really allowed you to really blossom, that has really allowed you to really be yourself. There's something about being more comfortable, feeling more comfortable in your own skin that is coming through in this space. There's something about allowing yourself to be seen, allowing yourself to be seen, and you're not judging yourself anymore. Because before you would take like 100 pictures and post one, and now you're taking 100 and you're posting all of 100 of them, right? There's something about not being so judgmental towards yourself this week that I really really love to see with you, Pisces. Again, there was a year there was a space there where you guys were really going through it. There was major breakthrough, major growth that was going with while you were in that space. So I really do love seeing this, that you're living in the results, right? Or yeah, that's what I'm gonna say, like the results of all the hard work that you've done. So we have here closure and solace. Sometimes you are overcome by anger, envy, and fear. um this crystal brings you balance, gives you solace, and helps you process traumatic experiences. Somebody else had this. I want to say it was Sag. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe you have Sagittarius in your chart, or maybe you're a cusp, and it's you, and well, it wouldn't be a cusp with these two signs, but I don't know. There's something here about Sag energy coming through. But anyways, this is a time to be grateful for all of the lessons. This is a time to be grateful for everything that you've learned, and for where it is that you are in life, and for the fact that when things were, excuse me, my voice. Ooh, hold on, guys, because I feel like I'm losing my voice now. Um, when things seem to be at their worst, you still showed up for yourself. You still showed up for what you believed in. You still show up for your for your life. For a lot of you, your lifeline are like your pets and your children, etc. And I don't know, I'm getting very emotional as I'm talking to you guys, Pisces, because I really need you. See how the candle is dancing? I really need you guys to really celebrate yourself and really allow yourself to take up space in this world. Well, that is all that I have. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all.